Hey guys, what's up? 22Bullets right here. So, for the lesson of Dharma today, I'm gonna talk about my new track that just came out that I did it together with the boys from Ghost and Timmy Trumpet. So, this is kind of a festival psytrance, so it's a groovy track. Today, I'm gonna talk about how to balance your kick and bass to get that perfect groove going. All right, so without any further ado, I'm gonna play you a little bit from the track, and then I'm gonna teach you how to get that perfect kick and bass.
Everybody in the party, if you're ready, can I get a hey ho? Everybody in the party, if you're ready, can I get a hey ho? Everybody in the party, if you're ready, can I get a hey ho? Everybody in the party, if you're ready, count it down. One, two, three, go! Everybody in the party, if you're ready, can I get a hey ho? Everybody in the party, if you're ready, can I get a hey ho?
All right, so let's take a look at the kick first. So normally when I do this kind of track, right, it's a really groovy track. I like to bounce my stuff into audio first, so that way I can manually edit the sounds. All right, so for the kick, you see, this is the first kick, right? I have a spaces here to fill it up with my bass. So for this kind of track, for the groovy track, you need a really clean and solid low end. So this way, I already see that there's a space here for my bass to come in. This way, you see the kick and the bass, they are not crashing. And I already cut out a little bit of the audio portion from this side bass thing because as you can see, this is the punch of the kick. So I don't want anything to interrupt with that portion of the kick. So this way when I cut it out, right, I already have a perfect relation between kick and bass. As for the processing on the kick, I really like this plugin. It's not only on the UAD, you can also get it from the Plugin Alliance. So this thing, it adds a little bit of the punch to the kick. Like I can cut it out here, like so it makes sure that there's nothing below 30 hertz because that's where the rumble's at, and it will increases the punch on the kick at the 30 hertz. See, you already hear that punch. And another thing is EQ. I boost a little bit of the highs in the 5300 hertz, which is in the octave 8 for the E note, which is the root key of this track. And actually, that's it for the kick. Because I already started a really good sample, so there's nothing much that needs to be done. As for the bass, I use this plugin to boost a little bit low mid and the high mids. This is a really good EQ that I recommend. Sorry. Yeah, it's a really good EQ. So if I turn it off, let's hear it. It's a slightly different. I guess it makes it a little bit easier to hear it on the smaller speakers. And also for the EQ, I boost a little bit of the second octave in the E note. This is where the chest, where it hits you in the chest. And it was a little bit muddy, so I took off a little bit of the 162 hertz. So it's more open, but still having the low end power. And also there's a really cool trick that I want to teach you guys about if you use this plugin, Pro Q3, right? So to get a really clean low end, you can choose this sidechain function and choose the kick. This way it's gonna the EQ is gonna listen to the kick. Like if there's any crashing frequencies, you can remove them. Okay, let's see. So the red thing is the kick. As you can see, the peak of the kick and the peak of my bass, they are not crashing. So this is good. So if there's any crashing frequencies, you can remove them. This way you can be sure that there's no masking frequencies between your sounds. And to get a really punchy bass, I like to use this plugin. And in this case, I didn't boost the attack. It's a transient designer, right? But I took off a little bit of the sustain. This way, I make sure that it's really tight. This is going to be a slightly different. It's not going to make much different, but all these little things that you do to the sound, it makes the difference. So I'm going to turn it off. You see, it's a little bit shorter. That way, it's more groovy. And I'm going to show you one more trick with this kind of bass. So this is the drag that I did. So basically, I use the same method for that transient designer that I just showed you, but in this case, I boost a lot of attack, and I use it as a parallel mode. Like I'm not just like inserting the plugin right away into this thing, but you can create the rag, and you can see this chain. It's clean, right? There's no plugin on here, and here I go really crazy with the attack. Let me close that. All right, so I go really crazy with the attack and sustain. Like a lot of sustain were being lowered, and then also like a little bit of the OTT after that, and then this is like some distortion. Like I did a little bit of the drive to get a really audible lower mid of the bass sound, but at the same time also I remove all the lows. This way you're gonna hear like this bass a lot easier on the smaller speakers such as cell phones or TV or something like that. And you know what, like I can turn it up or lower the volume of this chain. From here, a lot tighter. So I hope you learned something from me today. Until next time. Also, let me know in the social network like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Let me know if you have any question about this tutorial that I just did. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. Until next time, see you guys.